Alright guys, a few days ago we checked out the Navy SEALs. And I know what you're thinking. Why is Mr. Bean in the corner? Don't worry about that. Today we're going to be checking out Delta Force. A lot of you guys in the comments said, Adam, hey, you need to see just what the hell Delta Force doing over there. So today that's what we're doing. If you're new here, my name is Adam. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing great today. Happy Friday. If you are new here, welcome on in. Hello. Before I click play in this one, ladies and gentlemen, I would absolutely love it if you could click a like. Maybe click a sub if you haven't yet. That would be fantastic. Then let's go.
One of the most elite, secretive,
Jesus
and deadly special operations
Christ.
forces the world has ever
That
seen.
was so
Let's take
loud.
a dive into what there is to know about the U.S. Army's
Okay.
Tier 1 unit that operates in the shadows.
Why is this guy speaking like this, man? Our voices are disguised so we can give you information on just about anything without being detected.
Delta Force is a Tier 1 special operations unit under
I feel like I need to read that again, man, because our voices are disguised so we can give you... Oh, it's the... Oh, talking about the guy doing the narration. Oh, I thought it was like some quote from the Delta Force.
Delta Force is a Tier 1 special operations unit under operational control of the Joint Special Operations Command, referred to in short as JSOC. This unit goes by several names, and while we will be referring to it as Delta Force throughout this video, it is also called the Combat Applications Group, or CAG for short. The unit, Army Compartmented Elements, or ACE for short, Task Force Green within JSOC, and its official title is 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta. This is a unit with many names and many capabilities. The United States government's Department of Defense tightly controls information about the unit, refusing to comment publicly on the highly secretive unit and its activities.
So are these guys the big secret ones? Is there anybody above Delta Force? Or like, is Delta Force the Pentagon, be-all, end-all? Or is there any other groups that are like this? Let me know. You know what I'd like to let you know? I'm currently live on Twitch. You want to come say hello? Be great.
These operators operate under the veil of secrecy, hidden from the enemy. But what if you're looking to operate under the veil of secrecy, hidden from the enemy online? That's where NordVPN comes in. Delta Force is tasked with performing complex, classified, and dangerous missions ranging from hostage rescue, counter-terrorism, direct action, special reconnaissance, capturing high-value targets, and dismantling terrorist cells. The unit remains extremely flexible.
So basically everything.
It's not limited based on those primary missions. So you know the purpose of Delta Force, or at least what the US government wants you to know about them. But just how capable is Delta Force exactly? Once you find out what makes up the unit, it will all make sense. Since Delta Force is a Tier 1 unit, this means that it is comprised of the best in the soft community. Delta Force routinely pulls personnel from mainly the Army Green Berets and Army Rangers, but it also pulls personnel from every branch of the military. And
You say assault or soft?
Any Green Beret or Ranger routinely pulls personnel from it will all make sense. Since Delta Force is a Tier 1 unit, this means that it is comprised of the best in the soft community. Delta Force routinely pulls personnel from mainly the Army Green Berets and Army Rangers, but it also pulls personnel from every branch of the military. And Delta Force doesn't just take any Green Beret or Ranger. They take seasoned, mentally strong, and dedicated soft personnel to fill the role as a Delta Force operator. We'll get to the selection process later in the video, but
can you imagine being able to tell somebody you're part of Delta Force? Like that's such a cool name. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just work in Delta Force. What do you do? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think that's cool, man. Delta Force. It just sounds cool, doesn't it? It just sounds, I don't know. It gets my testosterone flowing. I don't know.
Second to realize what kind of guys these Delta Force operators are. They're experienced soft personnel with multiple deployments, possessing a wide variety of skills needed to be the tip of the spear. Now, what missions have Delta Force operated in? While we've already established that most of what they've been involved with is classified, some information has made it to the public. To give you an idea of how badass Delta Force is, let's go over some of the work they've done. In the beginnings of Operation Enduring Freedom, following the September 11th attacks, Delta Force fell under the newly formed Task Force Sword, which was a black soft unit charged with capturing or killing senior leadership and high-value targets within both the Taliban
look at that,
and Al-Qaeda. Delta Force was codenamed Task Force Green in this endeavor, and would keep this moniker throughout the various task forces it was involved with. Considering that Delta Force mainly operates autonomously, it essentially had the license to kill by whatever means necessary in accordance with the United States mission. This would extend into the later formation of Task Force 145.
Yeah, this looks cool, man. Ain't gonna lie.
After the invasion of Iraq in 2003. where Delta Force continued doing what it does best. In more recent history, Delta Force was involved with Operation Black Swan, which was the capture and subsequent arrest of the notorious drug kingpin El Chapo. And in October 2019, Delta Force was
Damn.
involved in Operation Kayla Mueller, which led to the death of al-Baghdadi, leader of the Islamic State group. This operation saw Delta Force work closely with the CIA Special Activities
What
Center,
a shame.
a unit that Delta Force is no stranger to. Now that you have an idea of what Delta Force has done throughout its history, let's move on to its structure,
Okay.
and then its selection process. Because once you
Yo,
find
these guys are badass, aren't they? These are the badass ones. They gotta be, man. Like, have that name, and then to see the stuff they're doing here, bro, it looks like they just do the top, you know, the top of the triangle type stuff.
what one has to go through to become a Delta Force operator, it will drive home exactly why this unit is extremely capable and deadly. To give a brief overview of the purported structure of Delta Force, we will depict it with some lovely boxes.
Thank you.
In Shaw Naylor's book, Relentless Strike, The Secret History of JSOC, a book we highly recommend and will leave a link in the description
JSOC?
for, he details Delta
Sounds
Force
so cool.
consisting of Alpha, Bravo,
Charlie,
and Delta
Delta.
squadrons, which are the assault squadrons, Echo Squadron, which is aviation, Gulf Squadron, which is advanced force operations, a combat support squadron, and a signal squadron. Each squadron has 2 direct action assault troops and a recon and surveillance troop. The squadrons are commanded by lieutenant colonels, with the troops being led by majors. The enlisted personnel take leadership roles within the troops. Now that you know the basic structure of Delta Force, let's get into the selection process. Delta Force's selection process is a test of grit, mental tenacity, and outright determination. Soft operators, who had already undergone their own respective selection processes to get into the soft community, are all rounded up and given an even tougher endeavor to endure. Delta Force selection occurs twice a year in Camp Dawson, West Virginia, and lasts 4 weeks. But don't let the 4 weeks fool you. There's a lot that happens in those 28 days.
So, like, you can't just sign up for Delta Force, like these squadrons. You have to go through the military first, right? So you have to sign up to the military and serve time as a normal, like, soldier, and then if you're good enough, you get called up to one of these forces. Is that how that works?
Candidates are expected to conduct numerous land navigation courses, including an all-night one, all while carrying a 40-pound load. As the distances increase, so does the weight, all while time requirements decrease. At the end,
Wait, what's 40 pounds into my language? 40 pound? 18 kg?
It's a 40-mile march with a 45-pound rucksack that is to be completed in an unknown amount of time, known as the Long Walk. As for the mental side of the house, outside of the fact that the mind is fiercely tested throughout the physicality of the selection process, candidates also undergo numerous psychological exams. They are asked a barrage of questions from a board of Delta instructors in—
Hold on a minute. Do you know how big your testicles have to be to just jump out the back of a plane? Like, imagine standing here, looking down at all this and just knowing I gotta jump onto that. I'm jumping off a plane 20,000 feet in the sky. I would panic. Like, I can't even explain how much I'd panic if that was me jumping out of there, man. I'd start taking my trousers off or something instead of pulling my parachute. I would panic like I've never panicked before, man.
Barrage of questions from a board of Delta instructors and unit psychologists, and the answers are then put under scrutiny, being dissected piece by piece. This is intended to mentally wear down the candidates. If someone is selected in the 4-week course, they then attend a 6-month operator training course, or OTC for short, where they will be off the grid, hardly communicating with anyone in the outside world. To put this in perspective on how tough this selection really is, one operator stated that only 12 to 14 completed out of a pool of 120 applicants. And remember, those aren't your average Joes showing up to selection. Those are mostly soft operators or those Delta Force deemed worthy of giving a shot. So how do you find yourself in Delta Force? Join the military first, and most likely join a soft unit, like the Green Berets or Army Rangers. Delta Force is never going to come knocking on your door just because you're interested.
Okay.
You have to put the work in, and maybe there's a chance.
Okay.
Maybe.
That answers my question.
Embarking on the difficult journey to being a special operator, one of the first steps you'll need to ensure you are successful is getting some good gear.
What the hell? What the hell is this? This man doing 2 promotional pieces in the same video.
Learn more about Delta Force, because there's no way we could ever cover everything there is to know about this unit in just one video. We have a couple recommended readings for you. There's the book we mentioned earlier, Relentless Strike, The Secret History of JSOC by Shaw Naylor, and Inside Delta Force, The Story of America's Elite Counter-Terrorist Unit by Eric Haney. You can also get these for free on Audible. The links to these books are in the description below. And if you recall, Delta Force is one of the US military's Tier 1.
This guy just do 3 pieces of promotional work.
There's 4 others, which we cover in our Tier 1 units video. we highly recommend you go give it a look. Well, that is the down and dirty of the elite counterterrorism
cool.
unit, Delta Force. If you learned something from this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.
Hit you with a like, man.
As always, thank you for watching.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yo, that's a cool ass team, man. Okay, so I have heard of Delta Force. Like, I've heard of the phrase Delta Force. I actually think there might be a movie called... Is there a movie called Delta Force? Fucking Chuck Norris in it. That's what it is. Where's like Alpha Force and Bravo Force? Why are they not as like dominant and known to the world as Delta Force? Like, is Delta Force above the other three, or what's going on there? Either way, ladies and gentlemen, really enjoying seeing these kind of secret service type groups. Really awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction video. If you did, and please leave a like, please subscribe, and most of all, enjoy yourself.